More or Nothing.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of More or Nothing. Plenty to talk about, but most importantly, we've got friend of the show and general legend and La Rochelle superstar Jack Nowell coming to join us for a chin wag from his pad on the Île de Ré. Ryan is currently in Portugal. We need to reverse that, but he's showing us some beers for those that are listening. In fact, we are going to start, because we are going to get to Max's Bristol bit, which is what I really want to talk about. But we're going to start with the fact that actually we chatted to Jack for a little pre, and Ryan had about 7 beers the whole time, just clinking them, and with not a care in the world. But anyway, how are we, Maxi Max? Happy? You deserve to be happier than Ryan right now.
Oh, lads, though, it was a tough day out. I thought our turkey was cooked. First half was probably one of the hardest professional games of rugby I've ever played. You know when you're in a game, right? You're not even playing your opponent. You're just playing against yourself. Like you're in a bitch. You're like, I'm so tired right now. And there's just a blur. You're just talking to your ancestors. It was horrible. But we got through it in the end. Rise muted. I was on the bench, right, after I came off. And we were down. Manny's got the intercept. There was a bit of a mountain to climb. I was thinking, oh, this could be it here. And I looked at Stevie. I was like, Stevie Luatua, if there's one team that can do it, it's us. Next minute, my crystal ball was crystal clear. And the Gabses just took over the show, didn't they? 10 minutes. Ibid inevitable. Gabriel, Ibid inevitable. Like Thanos, crossed 3 times. But first, Ogre's try has to be also heralded as some searing attacking brilliance also. But yeah, it was a hell of a day out, and the scenes were real. I was so tired afterwards, lads. No merrymaking was had. I went straight to bed. I was crippled.
Okay, can anyone hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Right, you can hear me now. I keep getting muted because the kids are diving around the pool next to me and I refuse to go inside. But maybe it's because you enjoyed yourself so much last week that you felt a little tired this week. I don't know. I'm glad to hear that you've taken it very seriously and went straight back to bed. But I mean, a hangover can last a long time, man.
Do you reckon it can hang for that long? You reckon?
I truly. I mean, it takes a. If it was me, I would have been fine.
Of course, you're an old school man, yeah.
But you do different things. I do not think I would even play rugby if there was a chance I had to go into a scrum. So that can take the life out of you. But mate, maybe that had an effect. But what a win! Like the scenes afterwards and all the clips from Bristol Bears of you celebrating. You could see how important it was to you.
Mate,
it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
They beat us 5 times last season.
Yeah, I know.
They would let us know about it, and I was just going to Sandy Park and doing that was quite satisfying. I was edified. I can't lie. I was very edified. And there's a few boys there I love dearly. But, man, it was so good to get that monkey off our backs. It needed to happen. We got it done in splendid Hollywood fashion, all thanks to the Gabriels. They were just battling. No, I'm Gabriel. No, I'm Gabriel. And, it was mental.
And then Pat gave you this afternoon off.
And then.
What?
Pat was like, yeah, just the meeting. Have some lunch. We had a lovely truffle risotto. Some chicken wings and a nice a breast. Actually, it was
the fucking afternoon off.
And then the afternoon off, and I just had a lovely little gallivant around the park with the dogs, and just looking forward to seeing you boys. Yeah.
Well, boys, I've arrived to. I don't know what that noise is. I arrived to Portugal very late last night with all the kids. I spoke to Matt last night in Manchester Airport. It was a lot cheaper from Manchester. Glasgow was a fortune, so we had to drive the 3.5 hours down to fucking Trafford Centre, fucking Gannicook. Got it done. I'm here for a few days. Meant to be pissing down tomorrow. But I'm enjoying my holiday, so I apologise for any screaming and shouting over there in the background. It's the kids. What a lovely little spot, though. What a lovely little spot. But Max, this is going to get absolutely abused later. For those listening, that's a barbecue. Nothing any more sinister. But yeah, I'm here. I'm here in Villamora. And you all know this.
Oh,
place
synonymous.
Well, Welly
synonymous.
boys. It just reminds me of Wellington.
Oh,
Joe McManus.
yeah, he loved it. No, it's also synonymous with Browns. That famous rugby camp of all camps.
Yes, I stayed just up the road. Yeah, we were walking down to the thing. I was like, shit, I know all of these pubs. Fuck.
Yeah, you've been. Yeah, I've had a spree in there once. Oh God, yeah,
mate. World Cup before 2019 World Cup. We came here to Browns, and there's some good stories about that one. That's for sure.
Yeah,
that's for
place,
sure.
Yeah, if it had eyes, right? My God.
Sorry, just a quick one.
Oh, did you not want to mention that you're on holiday, by the way? Did you not want to even?
No, I never want to mention.
You're just trying to sort of skate over that one. Brush over the fact that Mark lives in Singapore in basically a hotel with 7 swimming pools. And he has I want to call it a carer for him and his children. And now he is taking a holiday as well. Look, what the life of Riley. The life of Riley. Mark, are you okay? Because no one ever checks you're okay. I just want to check if you're okay.
I'm fine. Oh, actually,
here we go.
I'll say one thing, which was that I thought of you boys today was, and I know how it's going to sound, but I'm incredibly awkward. My wife and I went to a spa in the hotel and to have a massage, and I'm incredibly awkward in those massage places because I spend the whole time basically going, don't get a semi. Don't get a semi. So I'm a bit like tight. And for the first time, I don't know what it is. It's probably 10 years of boys' school. You just don't want it. But this time I sat there and I thought I didn't even need to think, don't get a semi. I just went, what guests are we getting on next week? And before I knew it, the hour had gone where I'd just gone through all these thoughts about the show, about your win, Max.
You've lost the plot.
It was so weird. It was a great massage, but it was a weird moment. I was thinking,
oh my God, Mark, you
great.
Can you? Okay, so right from the boat with the hooky monsters last week, where he was on a stag do, to a holiday this week. Do you work?
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah, this is work.
Mark,
this is work. This is hard. Yeah, I work. We're trying to get, who's joining Wolf Craig with another brand and all this stuff, or new sponsors, joining sponsors and stuff. Who's out there? So yeah, there's a lot going on, guys. Well, we are delighted to be joined by La Rochelle star and friend of the show in the shape of Jack Nowell. How you doing, Jack?
What's up, guys? You all right?
Oh, Jack boy.
How are we, boys? How are we?
Very, very well.
It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a while.
It really has. Lots to catch up on. Really want to hear about all the goings on and top 14 and living the French lifestyle. As glorious as it's made out to be.
It's I can't fault it at the moment, mate.
Really?
I don't know. What do you want me to say? Do you want me to say it's bad, or do you want me to play it down?
Would you say it might be the greatest decision of your career?
If there was a chance to have done it earlier, I might have done it.
Wow.
What, the only problem is I didn't do it sooner.
Nah, I think for me it worked perfectly. Like I didn't have a chance to come out before I did, if I'm honest. But I'm glad I've done it. Put it that way.
Boys, apology. I am going to absolutely rinse my 4G here. I'm in Portugal. I don't know whether I'm on data roaming or not. The Wi-Fi is as budget as it comes. I'm fucking saying gracias to everyone. It's abrigado. We're in Portugal. I've had a few super box. But, Nowellsy, if I'm here for like 5 minutes, I'm here for 5 minutes.
That's right, mate. You've got nothing. Just pay for the Wi-Fi. It's fine.
Oh, mate, I've got no Wi-Fi.
Stump up for the premium, mate.
I'm so sorry, boys. Nowellsy, what a pleasure. What a pleasure. Where are you? Just quickly tell me, because I didn't hear the pre-bit where everyone was talking. You're on holiday again?
No, it's where I live, mate. It's my house.
In my villa.
Life holiday.
Oh, I thought you were saying you were living somewhere different. But where is it?
No, so you got La Rochelle, which is inland, and then I live on the Île de Ré, which is a little island just off it.
That's what it was. Okay, it was a bit glitchy earlier. All I heard was island. You're on a little island, and I was like, oh, he must be on holiday again. Lucky fucker, even though he lives in France.
It is a little island. You can drive from one side to the other in 8 minutes, and then top to bottom in like 40 minutes.
How many pubs are on there?
Not many.
Oh,
Well,
you must.
there's a couple of bars, but there's not many.
I must struggle with that.
Yeah, it's all right. I just drink red wine now, mate.
Oh,
The land of
cheese.
honey.
Smoking Gauloise.
The land of the cheese and the vine. Oh, wait, what do you do with your downtime at the moment? Are you just dad of the year right now, or you like what do you do for?
Mate, it's easy being a dad out here because we've got the beach just here. Like everything's flat, so we just go out on the bikes and just go for a cycle, go to a beach, go for a swim. We went to the top side of the island and went for camping the other night. There's loads of things to do here, mate. And the kids.
what am I doing living in Glasgow? Like even walking around here today, first day in Portugal, I was like, Bex, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? Like Bristol's not as bad. Mark's like living life. Mark's on holiday at the moment from his holiday that he lives in Singapore. He's in fucking Pandan Wandan or something. I just like what? Like, I just Max. We need to sort our lives out.
No. Jack just said I would have done the move sooner if I could have. That's all we needed. So,
There's one regret. There's one career to regret.
do you reckon you could see yourself fully like just moving out there?
We went back to Cornwall in the off season, and obviously I love Cornwall. That's my plan to move back. But the longer I'm staying here at the moment is I came back and I said to Zoe, I was like, I can see us staying here, you know, like it's not bad. And in the summertime, it's an easy flight to Bristol, and I can drive down to Cornwall from then. It's if it works out, I don't know yet. I'm not saying anything yet.
Yeah, but Jack, hold on. Your kids as well, right? Are going to be, because you're there until what? Your contract's till 2027. I mean, they're going to be little French people by that point. Like,
honestly, mate, the first 6 months of being here was savage. Like, don't get me wrong. When people say it's hard, it was very hard. Taking them into school. I remember Zimmy after the first week, like crying every night, crying every morning because she didn't want to go to school because she said, nobody plays with me, Daddy. No one understands me. I can't speak to anybody. Literally in the heart. And I was like, come on, this might get better or get better. And we're a year and a bit into it now, and they understand everything. They don't speak to us at home in French, but I can hear them with their friends and they're fluent French. They understand everything their teacher says to them, and it's crazy. Like I pick them up from school and their teachers are French, obviously, and they tell me. So I only understand a little bit. So then I look at my eldest daughter and I said, "Oh no, what did your teacher say?" And she said, we did this today, Daddy. I was a very good girl, and I'm like, that's all I need to know. Thank you.
Oh, fantastic!
You're going to be bringing her into training as your like translator.
I'm going to have to.
Really hard.
I'm going to have to, man. No, it's cool. It's cool though. They're loving it now. So
yeah. So everyone's settled in.
Yeah, we are. I'd say everyone does say like the first 6 months to a year is hard. But yeah, I'd say now we're over that hurdle. Like I'm speaking to boys like Manu now, who's down at Bayonne, and he's going through that 6 month stage with his kids. So like it's nice to be able to tell them that it does get better, because you don't think it's going to get better at the time when you're in the thick of it, but it does get a little bit easier eventually.
Absolute fortune as well.
Well, so you just go get yourself a beer. Can you hear all the clanking whilst he was trying to listen to Jack? And he's like,
hold on. I was talking about Manu. I wasn't talking about Jack. I know Jack's on a fortune as well, but Manu, like, he wouldn't just be like, think of the cash. Where is he? Bayonne? Didn't you play Bayonne at the weekend as well?
I didn't play, thank God, against him. But yeah, the boys played Bayonne at the weekend. It wasn't the best of games for us as a team, but we'll move on and get better.
But it's an away game, so is that still the way in France? Like away games, it's like just sort of, who really cares?
Yeah, I think that stereotype has kind of, well, you look at the score at the weekend and you'd probably disagree with me now, but I'd say that stereotype has probably shifted a little bit. I think especially when like with Ronan O'Gara being coach and stuff like that now, like the emphasis on away games is massive. We only won one away game last year, but like everyone is so strong at home. Away games to pick up wins here is hard. Like everybody's on their best when I sit at home, and the home atmosphere is incredible. Like I wouldn't like to come to our place when we're on fire at a home game, because the atmosphere, the crowd is incredible. So the boys actually played in San Sebastian, which is not their home ground, but they have a special game there every year, and the atmosphere looked incredible.
Jack, speaking of Rog quickly, any change in how things have gone in the last few weeks since Johnny Sexton brought out his book, where talks about aiming, imagining Roger's face when he was kicking, which was quite harsh.
I think a few of the boys have been giving him a bit of stick about it. But yeah, he had a few mentions in the book, which I'm sure he would have. But yeah, there's been a few jokes flying around.
You are a French rugby headline writer's wet dream, by the way, with the whole like Joyeux Noël. And I think they had one in Midi Olympique. Obviously, for those, it means Merry Christmas. But run us through from last year. It was kind of.
I didn't know that.
No, it's all right.
I know that. I've had to. My girls don't. Well, obviously, my oldest is called Nori Noel, but now she calls herself Nori Noël. So I'm like, what is going on? It was when I first, probably about 6 months of being out here. We had like a signing thing, and I had a fan come up to me and was like, "Oh, so are you a player?" Like said hello to the boys, and then said hello to me. He was like, "Are you a player?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a player. Just joined." And they were like, "Oh, what's your name?" I said, "Oh, Jack Nowell." And they were like, "Are you academy or are you first team?" I was like, "No, I'm in the first team. Luckily, like I'm a bit older now." And then and one of the French boys beside me goes, "Oh no, is Jack Nowell?" And then I was like, "Oh, Noel!" I was like, "Oh, for God's sake!" So that's my name now. It's not Jack Nowell.
Obviously, the start was a bit trickier, and we haven't spoken to you since you moved across.
Yeah.
But then you really got into the season, and it ended not quite on a high, but it was a lot more positive than the first few months.
Yeah, we were there or thereabouts. I think. It was tough at the start. Obviously, we've got a lot of French international boys, a lot of World Cup boys in our squad. So they all came back, and then obviously the disappointment from the French boys of not making it as far as what they had hoped to in the World Cup. And no matter what boys say that they, I've been there before. No matter how much you say you want to come back and you feel fresh and you just want to get on with it, there is that like mental side of fatigue, and it probably did affect us as a team a little bit more. The boys that were there probably relied on those boys to come back and be world class again, and the boys that came back, weren't probably playing at their best because they were obviously very tired from the World Cup. So, the start of the season did start a bit slow from us, but we were a good enough squad where we were still there or thereabouts in the playoff games towards the end of the year. Like you said there, we played some good rugby towards the end. We went down to Toulon and won the knockout game, and then didn't play very well against Toulouse. But with the squad we got, it's mental sometimes to look across and see some of the players that I'm playing with in our team. It's crazy.
Who have you most been impressed with on the field, and then who have you most been impressed with off the field?
It's crazy. Like, if I just name off some of the players, like obviously watching Levant Botia, like playing against him so many years, and then actually training with him and seeing what he does on the field, like not just the highlight moments, but the little things around the field. And he's an incredibly hard man. It's crazy.
How long has he been there for, by the way? He's been there for ages, hasn't he?
Pro 2,
They got him. He was a prison guard. He was a prison guard in Fiji, and they signed him from there. And we played Bordeaux last year. He snapped his arm, like clean, and he tried playing on.
Oh,
and, like,
what a legend.
Little things like that. But then you got like Will Skelton, you Greg Alldritt again. Like obviously seeing Greg a lot, like French captain, playing against him when I was with England. Like until you actually see what they do day in day out, it's pretty cool to be with. Dulin as well. It makes it a lot easier to play with someone like that at fullback as well, which is another player that I've played against but never really knew much about him. But then, like I said, like Will Skelton, playing against him for so many years, like he's him and Wingy Antonio, to be behind both of those boys who are 150 odd kilos. When they've got the skills that they've got, it makes my job a lot easier.
Sean Maitland said if Will Skelton can get the visa for a night out, he's a good laugh.
I think his visas are getting a bit harder and harder to get nowadays. He's got a kid and he's got another one on the way. So he's when he gets them, he's a good laugh. Yeah, like little things like he's obviously good on a night out, like on a social and stuff. But then, like every home game, he'll make cookies for the whole squad, homemade cookies, and bring them in on team Monday, and they're incredible. So yeah, there's loads of little things. They have traditions now there, which is pretty cool to be part of now.
Nowellsy, you mentioned how small like the island you live on, but even La Rochelle, we came there with Glasgow, I think 2 years ago, maybe in the European Cup, 2 or 3 years ago, and even the little town like the port and stuff, it's still pretty small. Can you go anywhere? Because especially after like the success that La Rochelle have had, those iconic scenes of when they won the European Cup and you're coming back into the port and the bus couldn't move from where they were. Like everywhere you go, it must just be mayhem, surely.
It's pretty crazy. Like you said, then it is. La Rochelle is tiny. Like our training grounds and our pitch are 2 minutes apart, and then you've got the port in town, which is like another 10-minute walk down the road. It is a tiny place, but I think you can't go anywhere without seeing one of the flags, one of the Stade Rochelet flags. They're all in town. They're all on the island here. They're all in La Rochelle. But I would say everyone here is quite respectful, to be honest. Like they know you're a player, and they know you're part of the team, but they'll kind of leave you get on with your own stuff. Maybe it's because they're used to seeing us all the time, because a lot of us always go out. We're always in town. We're always going out for food and things like that.
That'll change, Jack, when you move from the academy into the first team.
Yeah, maybe.
It'll be a bit of a bigger thing. So something to just.
But even those little the little food markets and stuff. When we went like before the game, we just wandered down into the town and
It's dangerous, mate. It's so dangerous. You go down there and you see the locals drinking white wine and eating oysters at 11 o'clock in the morning, and you're like, I could really get used to this.
Oh, mate, what mess, mate.
Right. We messed it up, right?
Oh, hey, mate, I tried my best.
I tried to do it as well, and they were like, no, you're next, buggered. Send you back to Blighty.
Yeah. I think at least you tried, Max. I mean, Ryan was like, I'll be like a one club person. You're like, now you're not. You're like, what was I thinking?
I signed for Besnier, mate. It all fell through. Do you not remember? Pretty much signed for Narbonne a few weeks ago as well.
There it is. He's giving it away. It was not
Oh.
Quick take on, obviously, you're keeping in touch. I assume you're with some of the other boys from your gang at Exeter who've come across to France. I guess the Sam Simmonds at Montpellier and his brother Joe at Po. How are they all getting on?
They're all really enjoying it as well. Not trying to take it away from the Premiership and being in England and stuff. But no, it's weird now because every single team we play against each week, you're playing against someone that you've played with or played against for so many years. Like we played Racing a couple of weeks ago, and then you got Henry Arundel there. You got obviously Owen Farrell. Jonny May's only 2 hours up the road for me as well. So him and Soph and his little boy came over the other day and we caught up with them. And then, like I said, you got Manu down at Bayonne. You got the Simmonds brothers, Harry Williams at Po as well. So like every single game we come up against each week, you've got someone that you chat to and which is pretty cool. So everyone's enjoying it. It's quite cool just to touch bases with those boys now and again and see how they're getting on. But I think they've all signed long-term deals as well out here as well. So I don't think anyone's planning on going back yet.
Top 14 URC. Top 14 URC. Brody to Premiership. Right, Stop
it. That's not what we're doing.
You put URC above top 14.
No, I didn't. No, I'm talking lifestyle and money. Like it's, I can see the scale of it going. The Prem is falling away.
The Prem's building again, man. The Prem looks like.
I'll tell you who ain't building. Your old team Exeter. You left them in the last. What was that? What was that?
Easy that.
Give them time, mate. Everyone's got to start from somewhere.
We don't want them to end up like Newcastle.
So
what's that? Yeah, but hold on. What's that? 25 losses on the bounce for Newcastle. Yeah. Did I read that?
Yeah,
that's like brutal, isn't it? But mate, what? I'm sorry, Mark, if this isn't where we're going. But what do you think? What is going on at Exeter? Because I called it, pundit of the year over here. I called it. I said that they were going to struggle this season. I had something feeling in my bones. Max didn't think it was going to happen. I don't know. I just had this weird feeling that they weren't going to go as well. And I know they should have probably won that first game. But after that, what's happened, Jack? What's happened?
What was the last? I watched the Bristol game this weekend, which was a hell of a watch as a neutral now, which is an incredible game to see. I don't know. It's just experience, isn't it? Like you always have that season where you get fresh boys that come in and they play the house down. Do you know what I mean? Like you don't pick up many injuries. It's your first season. It's your honeymoon. Like you play unbelievable, and then it's the second season where you then realize that okay, it's a little bit tougher now. Like people know who you are. People know what you're about, and they're ready for you. Do you know what I mean? You got video clips where you can see, like you can watch Manny on the wing, and you know what he's about. You got Harvey Skinner at 10. That's just that he's got a few games and highlights behind him now where they know what's coming. And I think Bristol are an unbelievable team as well, and they fired back, and they were always part of it. And you know the way they play is you can always create something from nothing. Was it the last 3 tries you boys scored? It was just literally kick off, phases, something magic, try, and then same again. Like so, it's I know it's tough. And like I said, you've got to start from somewhere with Exeter, and you've kind of got you get given an identity of like Exeter is the way you need to be. It's the hard work inside. You need to fight for everything, but it takes a while to learn that. You can't just be said, right, this is you. You're hard working and you got to do everything there. Go and do it. It takes a good couple of years to actually, get involved in that and actually, let that embed in you. So, I think they'll certainly pick up a few wins this year. They're not going to do a Newcastle. They've got some quality players that are still not playing as well. So it will come. I don't think they're going to be a Newcastle, but again, they're still learning and they've still got to find themselves a little bit.
Have you spoken to Slade about?
Slade doesn't speak to me anymore, mate.
Does he not?
No, because he's jealous. Because he's jealous of you.
I text him.
I'll fucking speak to you. Put me down,
mate. Honestly, I try to text him. I get no reply back from him. How's it going, mate? How's the injury? You back fit yet? Or anything? Nothing. Then you just see him in the England squad again, like training at Twickenham. You're like, oh, okay, cool. All right, mate. Well, I'll see you maybe when I get home next.
Oh, that's sad. That is sad. That is sad. Have you reached out to old Jonny Gray, old double strapping 10-time bootlace tying Jonny Gray? He's near you as well. He's Bordeaux now.
Oh, he's in Bordeaux. Yeah. Oh, we got him this weekend. Double knee strap Johnny Gray.
All you got to do is untie his laces and his head's gone.
I can't wait. I'm going to wind. Hopefully we're both playing and we get each other on the bottom of a rock or something because I'm going to play with my mind. I'm going to whisper.
Johnny Gray will tie his laces, right? He's the only person I've ever seen that uses a lace tightener. Like, mate, you're not going out to fucking war. You're not going to battle, Johnny.
What does that even look like?
It's like a hook thing, and he pulls his laces so that they crunch his feet, and he'll tie them up, and then he'll look down at them, and he'll be like, no, and he'll undo the whole boot, take it off, loosen it all back up, put it back on, puts all his tape on. Little bit goes wrong, he's like, nah, I'll take all his tape off. He'll put it back on. It's weird, isn't it, Jack?
I remember he was strapping I think it was his shoulder, and I've never strapped a shoulder touch wood, but he had like the heaviest shoulder strap, and it takes the physios a long time to do, doesn't it? Like strap it down, and you anchor it, and then you do the arm. Anyway, I think one of our physios, Stevie Hort, I think he did it about 4 times before he actually played, because he came in the first time, wasn't right, took it off, so restrapped it. He went out then for pitch loosener, came back in, it wasn't right, so he had to undo it and strap it again. Then he did the team warm-up, and then came back in after the team warm-up and said it wasn't right, so he had to restrap it then for the game. So I think he did it like 4 times. Everything.
Who knew? Who knew he was a diva?
No, he's not a diva. He's not a diva.
He's not a diva. No, he keeps it quiet.
Yeah,
it's just OCD.
Yeah,
he keeps it quiet. You've got to watch and observe, and then you really know what's going on, because he doesn't like to talk about it. He's already like top tackler over here or something, isn't he? For the first few games,
probably. Oh, he's a good man, old Johnny. Bless him.
Yeah, he's doing right. Yeah, but yeah, I'll catch up with him this weekend hopefully.
Jack, Chief fans obviously gutted to see you go. You left a huge void, clearly, with the results that are coming in. But when you headed off to new pastures, talk to us about Feyi-Waboso. You know, he's had a huge impact in a very short space of time at the Chiefs for England.
Yeah, I think with Manny, even when I was still there, and you know, we trained against him during the week, saw what he was doing when he was on loan at Taunton, and you know, he played an occasional like A-League game or second, like the cup games and stuff like that. You could tell he was going to be, you know, a good player. You could see his strength in the gym and the weight he was lifting and chucking around. Like his speed on the pitch was, you know, you always knew he was going to be a good player. And the fact that you know, he's getting to game time, he's playing well, and getting into that England squad and doing what he's doing. Is awesome to see. Like, I think he's in a good place at the moment, isn't he?
He's obviously part of this new generation of England wingers. I know you're not super fussed about the rugby that's going on elsewhere, particularly not back in the UK. But run the rule a bit. Like, can you kind of think of an equivalent? You know, the sort of Jack Nowell, Jonny May, Ant Watson, Chris Ashton type era for England. Who else is kind of in that zone for you?
What for us or for Manny?
Along with Manny, who else can you see kind of challenging?
Yeah, so who are the GOAT wingers now, like the young boys up and coming, like a Radwan types?
I like Radwan. I like Radders. I think he's class. He's definitely the fastest player that I've been with on a pitch, seen on a pitch. He's incredible. I like Radders. I'd like to see Radders have a good shot, but obviously I think with the way Manny's playing, he's untouchable at the moment. You've obviously got Merrily at Caden Merrily obviously at Quins. I think he's a dangerous player. Again, probably not out and out pace, but in terms of his strength and his rugby awareness, he's good. Ollie Slightholme at Northampton, again Tommy Freeman. There's a lot of competition at the moment with wingers, I'd say, and I think Ibitoy Bristol, like the way you can't score a hat trick and not have your name chucked in the hat as well, and he's performing most games as well. So there are so many good players. There's probably a few that I've missed as well, but he's one that could be definitely chucked into the mix, and I wouldn't be surprised if he had a good run as well.
Mark, I'm fucking with your run sheet. I'm really sorry. I know. I'm when you say hat trick, Dupont, right, coming on off the bench, scoring a hat trick this week, like just absolute madness. What do the French boys say about Dupont? Like, what's he like? You must pick their brains, because I don't know anyone that's close enough. Oh, we should be hammering Blair King on, but he didn't give us much. All he said that he was very serious at football, but. What do you ask the boys from the French camp? Like, what is Dupont like? Is he a good boy? Like, is he one of these boys that's like hyper focused? Is he obsessed with the game?
I don't really. I haven't. The way he plays, he must be all of them. But I haven't really spoken to him too much. I just know that obviously playing against him and stuff, that he's pretty untouchable on the field. I think I tried driving through the middle of the ruck in the semi-final last year, and I bumped into Dupont, and I got shown the yellow card straight away. So I was like, I said, that isn't that bad, is it, boys? And they're like, you've touched Dupont there, mate. You can't go anywhere near him. So of course you can.
French mafia.
No, but I think someone like that deserves, all the credit he's getting at the moment. If you like you said, then you come off the bench, you score a hat trick. You're in the World Cup squad. You get a gold medal at the Olympics because you decide that you want to play sevens and you want to go to the Olympics, and you end up getting a gold medal. It's like it's crazy, isn't it? You win the Champions Cup and the top 14 in 1 year of your team. I don't know. He's the man at the moment, isn't he?
Is there ever like a specific plan against him from a sort of La Rochelle perspective, or is that not really how you guys set up?
Not really. I don't think we really ever target too much like any individuals. Like I think the boys here know him, like we mentioned in the French squad, and that are friends of him and have played against him for years. So I don't think we target individuals too much. Like we know what people bring and we know what we need to do as a team. But yeah, in terms of that side, we can't really focus too much on that.
What is training like? Is it chill? I bet you get treated so chill.
He does. I bet he does.
I bet, yeah. All the French Academy lads get absolutely melted by you boys when they decide to train. Like Uni's out there once or twice a week. Let's be honest.
No,
doesn't get rolled out much until Saturday.
I think you always start off. I think because you play so many games here, the season is incredibly long. You always start off like you always have a short pre-season is short, which in England, like I'm used to.
You're used to the tadpole in the pool at Exeter.
Yeah, you have
you missed that.
You have a 6-week first block of a pre-season, and then you have a week off, and then you come into a 4-week block of a pre-season, and then you have a week off, and then you play 3 warm-up games or whatever, and then you go on a marine camp, and then you do this. Like, I'm used to. So like to come here, I think we had a 3.5-week pre-season, 1 warm-up game. And they're like, yeah, that's perfect. We'll get into the games. We'll start seeing where we're at from there. So it's cool that side of it. The training's cool. Like I never forget the first time that I was out here. We had a few like injuries in the squad, and Rog was like, boys, look, it's the last training day. If anyone's got any niggles or anyone's feeling a bit tight, like don't bother risking it. Get yourself inside. Go see the physios. Make sure you're right for the weekend. And I was like, oh, bloody hell.
Now, if you compare
absolutely nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong.
But I don't know. I think maybe the weather helps as well. I found the weather helps massively, like in terms of the way my body feels and things like that. Just that few degrees warmer, less rain. Like now it's pretty cloudy, but I think it's like 25 degrees today. So it's like warming up like in that every single day, and then getting out to training in that.
How is the rig? Is it very good?
The rig.
Yes. Are you feeling good? Are you feeling powerful, young, nimble, spry?
I am feeling very good, too far. I've been, as soon as I came here, they were like, right, we know what you're about. We know you like your weights. We're going to take that away from you a little bit. We're going to monitor your weight sessions, make sure that you only do a certain amount. And your priority is to be on the field, which, I think last year, I fractured my hand last year, which sucked. But even with that, I was out for 7 weeks. But even with that, I think I played the most games I've ever played in 1 year last year.
God,
so like,
how good.
It's little things that I've picked. I had a week off last week, which was I played 4 games, and Rog was like, look, we're going to give you a weekend off this week. Rest up, and then we'll go again and get you back on the field and next week or so. So it's like little things like that, which is pretty cool. Which keeps you fresh.
It is weird, isn't it? That like heavy compounds all your career, and then you yield so much like benefit from it, and then too much of it just kind of can cripple you athletically, I think. But
man, honestly, I think it's the heat, man. Like,
yeah,
I get in the sea every day. Like the training structure is different. Like at Exeter, we always train Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We always had 3 days in a 3-day block. Whereas here is a bit more. What most teams do is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, Thursday, like your big day, and then Friday team run. So like maybe that's got something to do with it as well. Like I'm not sure, but I think in terms of our day structures are pretty cool. Like we'll do like a units gym session in the morning. We'll do like a good like hour, 2 hours a day. We'll all have lunch together, and then we'll do our main session in the afternoon, which is pretty cool.
Nowellsy, we chucked out a few questions to the Maul or Nothing listeners and sort of said to them, asked Nowellsy anything, and I reckon 10 of them came back just saying, "How's the surfing going? Is the surf as good as Cornwall?" That's all they fucking wanted to know. What's going on? What's going on here?
That sums up what people think of me in terms of rugby. So then when you ask me rugby questions, no wonder I don't answer them.
It's a pretty good place to surf, though, isn't it? Where you are?
Yeah, there's a few spots on the island. I think wintertime now gets a bit better. We had a storm last week, so we're kind of at the tail end of that now. So the surf's been pretty good this week.
And do you get out most days?
I get in the sea most days. Yeah, like either on the way home from training or because we're literally surrounded by the whole island's a beach, pretty much.
Yeah.
What about surfing though? Because I reckon it was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. Trying to surf.
Yes, I quite often I like just getting in the water. So I either go for a swim, or if I've got like a day off or I'm feeling all right, then I'll take my board in, and then go for a surf like that. But yeah, I'd say I'm in the water most days, not with my board, but like I'll take the kids in for a swim and things like that.
It's the ultimate form of grounding. Swimming.
Yeah, in the sea, man. Honestly, you could be in the worst mood ever, but you go in the sea and you come out and you're like, okay, I'm pretty right now.
A negative ion, very good for the mental health. Very good. Yeah.
Is it? Oh yeah, earthing. We love.
And the earthing, very crucial to keeping optimal health.
Have you heard about the earthing bed sheets, Max? Have you heard about
mate, I'm plugged in, baby. I've got mine humming as we speak. I'd like to feed it out, ground it into the garden. We're all good, lads.
I need one. I'm
buying shoes with copper coins in them so I can make sure I'm always walking connected to Mother Earth.
I tell you what, there's another vlog in this.
I can't wait.
Obviously the PFL vlog's up, and it's like us at MMA just going and like strangling each other in the octagon, like interviewing. But we need to do a vlog on earthing, Max.
Oh, mate, we should go see like one of those hippie PhDs that are like fully into it. Remember, earthing costs nothing, so Big Pharma's never going to monetize it, so we must.
Earthing and frog poison. Get it in.
Hey, that'd be a good watch. I'm into that. I like it.
Mate, something to it.
Look at Mark. Mark just wants to get back. Mark, what time is it where you are?
It's like 11:15.
He looks like he's all right, actually.
I'm all right.
Yeah, he looks like he's enjoying himself.
I can't believe you had to take a holiday from where you live in Singapore to it's not right. Mark's got 7 swimming pools in his apartment.
That's not bad.
Dugan, before we let you go, Jack, we really appreciate your time. I just wanted to get your thoughts on this, just because we had something, because I suddenly thought to myself, you're actually eligible for France, I think, to play for France in 2028, right? Is that about?
No, you're not. I don't know the rules. You're not. I won't be allowed to, will I?
Yeah, 5 years. If you haven't played, I think it's playing. Not play. If you haven't played,
but do I have to have? Is it or because I played?
How does it work now? Yeah,
how does it work? Send me through the info.
Don't I have to have a family member who's French to then qualify for that rule?
Residency. You'll become a resident.
So wait, what's the question? Are you trying
No. Actually, it was genuinely
next World Cup.
You're coming in for the next World Cup. Are you in? Get ready for the blue.
Look at Mark just fishing for a title. Jack Nowell
next World Cup.
Swaps allegiances to France.
Oh yes, clickbait.
He's eligible in 4 years or something.
Jack Nowell says in 3.5 years he will play for France.
He will play for France.
Only 3 years left.
That canoe. I'm coming for your shirt or something. No, but there was an interesting comment on our episode last week where we had Max's teammate Bernhard Jan van Rensburg. From a bloke called White Bear 405 saying he would rather an Englishman willing to die for the shirt than a player who is better but is not like born and bred in England. And I really wanted to get your thoughts, Jack, and actually both your thoughts as well, Ryan and Max. Would you take an inferior player who is of that nationality rather than somebody who's acquired it via residency?
Well, he's not an Englishman; he's a Cornishman to start with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
like,
believe in independence.
No, they're different.
if Cornwall had their international team, I'd be playing for Cornwall. Do you know what I mean? Like, no, I don't know. I think if you do your time in playing for like look at Bundyaki for example with Ireland, I think like he's been at Connacht for so many years. Like he's part of that team. Like for example, like Manu Tuilagi, like he's part of that England team. Like he's spent so many years playing in the country. Like there's no reason why he shouldn't be allowed to play for that country. Like he classes himself as English as well with Manu, like, and to play alongside him. I think it comes down to the end of the day, you want the best players that can play for your country to play for the country, because you want to win every game. You know what I mean? Like you want the best team that you can put out every single week. And I think that's whether you were born there or whether you spent, what do you say, 4 years? Whether you spent 4 years there. So like, I think at the end of the day, the decision comes down to the coach. But I think if they've put these rules in place and you've done your time in the country and to be able to play for them, then you rightly so.
Well, it's a tricky one for me because, right, I Scottish by blood. My mum is Scottish, but I always resented the whole 3 year thing. The 3 year residency rule was bullshit for me, and it was something that never sat well with me. I didn't think that was right. You could live in a country for 3 years and then play for that country. I do love the fact that like the Springboks would never have anyone that wasn't South African in their team, but they've got so many players to pick from. They've literally got mutants that come through. So I don't know. It's always been a weird one for me. I've never really agreed with it. I think 5 years, the fact that you have to be in a country for 5 years now makes it slightly better. 3 years was crazy, but and there's me with an English accent speaking like this, but I genuinely feel as if I'm Scottish. Like there's often players that have played for England and then would try and come into the Scotland team, and I was always like, nah, I think you've made your bed, lie in it, stay with England, earn your 25 grand, don't come up here. But no, I just never agree with it, boys. You know my view on this. I just thought you're either born or blood.
I don't know. I'm really twisted on it. It's like, it depends. It's quite subjective, isn't it? Like some men are true patriots and others are completely like meh to sort of the national sort of nature of countries and all that stuff. So I'm all for the best team playing. Yeah, it's professional sport now.
Fair enough. So we can look forward to Jackie Nowell.
Jackie
turning out
Nowell
for France.
Jacques Nowell.
Jacques Nowell.
Je suis Jack Nowell.
It actually sounds like Father Christmas.
Jack Christmas sounds so gangster, bro. I'm Jack Christmas. How you doing?
Your DJ name.
Jack Christmas.
By the way, before we lose Jack, I'm not saying it's coming to the end yet, but what are your plans after rugby? Like, what is your plan?
He's going to become like a really bougie pub owner all across really nice gastropubs. Live off like a lovely, tidy revenue off that and just live his best life, surfing around the world, chase the summer when he needs to. I can see it now. It'll be quite glorious for you, Jack.
Jack, your answer?
I like that. That's my
The voice just painted your image.
I could just imagine me going off the sunset.
Yeah.
In my
Make little vlogs for Red Bull. Yeah.
with my rooftop tent.
Oh, yeah, that's it. There it is. That's the dream.
My plans, I think, so I'm here till 2027. I'll be 34 then. I've got no plans to stop playing yet, if I'm honest. Like if obviously touch wood, my body will be okay, but the way I'm feeling now, my body is feeling really good. I think I want to carry on playing, whether that's, you know, if the club wanted to keep me here, you know, I'd certainly certainly take that opportunity as well. But like, I've got no plans on stopping to play there. Like 34, I still feel like I'll be relatively young. I still feel I've got a bit more to give because I don't want to go into coaching or anything.
Yuck.
I think
once I've finished my rugby career, like I'll be done with rugby. Like I'll be happy to help out a bit, but I don't think I'll be going into coaching or anything like that. So yeah, I want to play for as long as I can professionally. I think I've definitely promised my old local team a season or two for them when I go home.
They can get to fuck Japan first. I can see Jack Nowell in Japan.
I love Japan. I love the 2019 World Cup. Like, I'd love to go out there and experience the season there. But yeah, I think first thing I'd like to stay at this club. I'd like to stay here for. I've got no plans on really going back to the Premiership or anything yet. You know, anything can happen in 3 years' time. But you know, at the moment, I'd be quite keen to stay here for a bit. But like I said, then I want to go back and play for the Pirate Amateurs in Cornwall for a season or two. And I've not actually got a senior cap for Cornwall for my county. And a couple of my friends have got that now. So like Josh, Josh Matavesi's there playing this year for last year. And is it sad to say that I saw a picture of him playing last year, a video clip of them playing last year, and I was jealous.
So pure.
Jealous of the timber that he's been allowed to put on. Fucking hell! Crash up 12.
You get him on as well.
Bro, that's what happens when you stay in Cornwall. Those pasties, mate, they're hard.
No. Jack Nowell, you are a nomad. Keep travelling. Do not let anyone tie you down, my old mate.
A couple of years of Pirate Amateurs, you know, put a bit of timber on. Hopefully get the Twickenham with Cornwall, play for them. So I can tell my friends I've actually played for Cornwall because they like to give me a bit of shit that they say I'm not Cornish anymore. But then we'll just see what happens. Then I'm quite happy to float about. I want to do a few bits with Red Bull as well, which is
there you go. I told you he's going to be like a vlogging dude. Yeah. How good.
But unfortunately, rugby's in the way at the minute, so like that'll wait.
I know.
What a legend.
Race champion. Oh wait, no, final one. Sorry, before we let Jack go, I did just want, mate, Lions. If obviously has Andy Farrell.
Bro, I got asked this the other day as well. Like, I'm not saying I'm not coming out and being like, I want to play for the Lions.
Right, we got it.
Okay.
I'm not coming out. Yeah.
God, so take out the knot. Take out the knot.
Don't get me wrong. If I loved playing for the Lions in New Zealand, and if I got asked to go, of course I'd go. There's no way I'd say no because it's incredible experience. It's incredible to play with those players and to play for that team. Saying that, I think I'm a long way down the pecking order in terms of other backs that are, you know, playing in their home nations, that are, you know, playing for their country as well, which obviously massively helps your fight your corner for getting you in the team.
What's the truth on Duhan van der Merwe maybe coming to La Rochelle?
I read this on Instagram the other day.
That's all you've heard. Roger hasn't said, yeah.
I'm sorry, I cannot give you any dirt here because I've not actually spoke to Roger about it yet. But I'll go ask him tomorrow. But I saw it on Instagram saying that we're winning the race to sign him.
Well, mate, you need to have a word with Rog.
So he could be coming. Is that what you're saying?
Listen, I don't know for sure. But
word on the Ryan's grapevine.
But yeah, I'd love to go, but I'm a long way down there. Like there's a lot of other backs that deserve to go more than me, I think.
Jack, thank you so much for your time, mate. Really, really appreciate it. As always, it's great catching up. All right, mate, and hopefully we're due a trip out to go and watch Toulouse.
I am. I'm coming. I can't wait, Jack.
Guys, we'll do a live pod from my house. You come down. I'll look after you. I'll get the oysters ready. I'll get the red wine. We'll go for a swim on the beach. It's like easy. All right.
Well, that's it. Careful.
Give a time limit for Wilson because you'll be there for 2 months.
End of next summer because you want to go on the weather. All right.
Okay.
We could do some naked grounding, walking down to the beach if you want.
Oh, so down. No, that's what we do. No, I'm coming. We're coming away fixture, Champions Cup. I can't wait. See you soon.
Oh yeah, shit yeah. I'll be seeing you. I'll come pick you up.
Fantastic. Let's have a good night of it.
Genji said he wants to come over as well, so we'll do some.
Oh, we'll do that. Yeah.
Right, night before the game, we'll do some naked grounded on the beach, eating oysters and drinking red wine. That sound good?
Oh, that's.
Well, I'm coming as well. By the way, you're gonna have to smooth things over. Genji doesn't like me, so we'll work it out.
Okay, and then
we'll love you when you're naked.
You too. Perfect.
Thank you so much, Jack.
All good. All good.
Merci, Jacques. Au revoir.
Yeah,
Jack Nowell, you legend.
Pleasure.
Quick word on Bath battering Gloucester into oblivion. Did you see our old pal Flynn's social media? Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't see the social media. He posted, but yeah, he gave the shed the shush again, did he?
He said, "Great trip to the shed."
He's a bad boy.
Ooh.
He's a bad boy. No, but he gave it in the game, boys. That's why.
No, he did. I remember that.
In the game, he was giving the to the shed again, just to quieten them down.
Good cojones on the man.
Good cojones, big win. We love it. Like all this chat.
The brand for the Finland brand.
But not just that, but like all this chat getting thrown around with Ricky Ioane and Johnny Sexton and all the stuff in the book. And people saying, should that be a thing in rugby? Is that okay?
A little bit of a bit of villainy, a bit of heroism. Why not?
Why not, Max? You need a bit of it, don't you?
I'm all for it. Yes.
Yeah. So people, calm down. You watch rugby to be entertained. You are there to be entertained. You're not watching it just because you just fancy watching rucks and counting stats. You're there to be entertained. So let people entertain and let people build a little bit of drama around it. So yeah, love it. From my old mate Finn Russell, the muscle.
Great work and a fabulous win for Bath.
Huge win.
We haven't said, Max, congratulate you on top of the league because of an incredible Harlequins hoodoo being lifted. Their first league win since January 2020, done the Saracens way, in a weird way.
Wow.
What did we think? Big result.
Incredible. Built off Harlequins' defence, smothered them, crippled them. Oscar Beard lighting people up in the centre. Finn Bax had a strong game. Kenningham, Levis had a huge game. It was a brilliant defensive display from Quins. Set piece was fun, but you could see the desperation, how much it meant to them. And I really like the look of Lennox. He in the middle. Have you seen him, mate? He runs like the grass has done something awful to him. Is Mark there?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
With sincere violence, and he can leverage himself into contact. Yanwu, he looks like the real deal. And even though he was making some reads, his ability to scramble back in D was class. So he was a lot of fun to watch.
Do you think the Christie injury and a brutal one earlier on, it doesn't look good for the fella? And we hope he's all right. Obviously, he was pushing for a Scotland cap as well, coming up to more Scotland caps in the autumn test. But do you reckon that took that, because it can do weird things? When you see an injury that bad as a team, you're like, oh my, it takes the wind out your sails. It was early on. But do you reckon that maybe did something a little bit to them up top?
Maybe, potentially. But don't you think that does... I feel like that sobers everyone up, doesn't it?
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean? I feel like even as the opposition, you get sobered up by seeing something like that.
Yeah, awful. Just to mention it though, at the Stoop, that place was bouncing.
Really was, yeah.
Oscar Beard, Farnham Rugby boy as well. Good.
Is he?
Farnham Rugby Club. There you have it.
He's got the big boy pants on now. My God, he was throwing himself around.
He does, and we're talking about Bernhard. Can someone please tell me how to say Bernhard? Bernhard. Sorry for that loser that keeps saying, "Oh, Ryan, he mentioned how to say his name, and then you couldn't say it." I don't know. Anyway, the Beaver talked up the Beaver for England last week. Oscar Beard for me.
Yeah, he's in there. I think he's already involved.
England is calling. I think he's part of the wider squad.
He's been involved, yeah. But also Lee Halfpenny, the bomb squad at the back there. He was getting peppered.
Bomb defusal.
Did very well, yeah.
Big win. Shakes up the old Prem. Finally, Sarries. This is why we never mentioned them. They're on the down.
yeah. Then we jinx it, and they come to Ashton Gate this weekend. Ooh,
why do we do this every week?
Martin called the Dark Lord with his legion of it's gonna be terrible.
Quick, Leicester, Northampton, the checker effect taking hold. The champions slightly wasteful, but what a win for the Tigers.
3 disallowed tries, Mark. Have you ever seen that before, Ryan?
Probably have, but I can't remember because I had 9 beers.
You feel hard. Yeah, Northampton feel a bit hard done by that.
Hard done by you,
Huge
think?
win.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah, 3 disallowed tries. I've never seen any. Well, it can happen. But yeah, Leicester of old, little vintage outing, big set piece suffocation, got it done. Big result.
25th straight loss for Newcastle.
We mentioned it with Jackie Boy. It's just not good, is it? It's just not good. And all the talk up was it Sale? It was Sale, wasn't it?
Sale.
All the chat between the coaches all the week in the week, how it's going to be a big one. But nah, things ain't looking good for Diamonds boys. They're struggling. What do they do to get out of that rut? I don't know. But hey, they could be getting relegated very soon. There's a lot of chat about other teams coming up. Who are the teams that are mentioning they're going to be coming into the Championship? Wasps are back in, and Worcester.
And Irish, potentially.
Oh, and Irish. How good, though? How good? Let's bring them back up. So I know we don't want to go off too much, but will they bring more than one team up then when those teams start coming in? So they'll have to rejig things. They want to make it a 12-team Premiership again, right?
They want to
I
move
would
the numbers
assume.
up.
Yeah, so there'll probably be space for a Cutler.
Well, they've all applied to join the Championship. Let's not forget. It's not a, what? I actually, guys, I do want to come to the dinner party. It's not necessarily a done deal, but it would be phenomenal to have your old club. Both of you had some, obviously, time at London Irish, and to have all those guys in. The more the rugby, because Premiership is looking sweet at the moment. I know, Ryan, we do want the growth of rugby regardless, and Premiership's looking great. The stadiums look very full over the weekend, and what was on display, the entertainment was fabulous, and the rugby on the field as well. So more of that, please. Yes, let's do the Wolf Craig moment of the week. What are we going for, guys?
It's got to be. It can only be Gabriel Ibenevdable's 10-minute hat-trick to snatch certain victory from, you know how the saying goes.
He's got to be in the England conversation now, right?
I don't know, but wouldn't he have been picked up early? I don't know. There's something they don't, because he does sort of play a little unconventionally, I guess. But I'm not sure what it is they don't like about him. But he should definitely be in that setup 100%. The things that man does are strange and quite freaky.
Right, let's turn our attentions to the URC. And Ryan, tried not to be too gleeful in this, but Leinster blowing away Munster. Before we get to the game, obviously a crowd of over 80,000, record attendance for a URC fixture. Rugby was the winner here, but on top of that, Leinster really were.
Can you imagine going for a derby match and... Sorry, the electricians are sounds on the electrics. That's right, mate. You just changed the bulb. But can you imagine going for a derby match, 80,000 people at Croke Park? Like, it must have been. What an atmosphere. But Leinster getting the job done. And Ache Snyman scoring that try, that must have pissed the Munster fans off. You heard booing and all sorts in that game as soon as he went over. But I mean, the chat is that I didn't quite understand what that law was, but the fact that him and Jean Klein were there together, they had to sort of get rid of one of them. So who do you pick? You get rid of Schneiman. Well, it made sense because he barely played any minutes, but it turns out he's been a bit of an impact man for Leinster. And yeah, Leinster get the job done. It must be tough. Derby matches against Leinster, they don't come too fruitful, let's say, Max, do they, if you're coming up against them. So, a big win. Croke Park, 80,000 people, a huge attendance for the URC, so record-breaking. But Leinster flying high.
Benetton beating your dark horses, the Sharks?
No, my dark horses were Cardiff. Let's not forget that, and they lost to Scarlets. dickhead. No, yeah, Dark Horses were Cardiff. They lost to Scarlet, so yeah, they've gone and really thrown me in a drain. But Sharks, what is going on there? You're like, come on, boys. But Benetton at home, they're similar. Like, so when we chat to Jack, earlier, I know it goes after, but at home, they're dangerous. They've had £14.5 million spent on them. They're a dangerous team. And yeah, they beat the Sharks, which, let's face it, the Sharks haven't got all their Springbok stars back yet. They'll be back in this week. I've seen some stuff floating about on social media with Sia Khaleesi back. It's the best, and they're back this week. So the Glasgow boys are heading down to Durban actually over the next couple of days to take them on, and then the Stormers. So it's going to be a big few matches for Glasgow. The champions head down to South Africa. I tried my best to get on the trip. I'm in Portugal this week. Maybe I can make it down to Cape Town. Who knows?
You'll find a way. You'll find a way.
Couple more Superbach, I'll be on the plane.
Just in there in full kit. Good old Wilson full kit wankering his way to South Africa. But let's talk about your... with the Scottish boys obviously doing well. Glasgow, quite straightforward win. Edinburgh with the turnaround against the Stormers. Give them credit where credit's due, mate.
Yeah, well, Glasgow did well. Absolutely pumped Zebra. Zebra was shocking. 33-3 or something, I think it was, the game I covered. But then I went over and, covered Edinburgh Stormers. To be fair, though, the Stormers were absolutely terrible. And the South African contingent that watch this show and listen to this show will agree with me. It was just weird. I had to do my first bit of reporting as well at the weekend. I do not like reporting. That is shit.
Why? Why is that?
Because when you do the punditry stuff and you chat to people, you can have a laugh and you're in the shot and it's joking. Reporting's deadly serious, asking a question, and they were like, "Oh, you can't ask stupid." And so John Dobson comes over, the Stormers coach, legend, proper legend, up for a laugh. And I'm like, from pizza, Parma ham, and what did I say? I said pasta, pizza, and Parma ham to haggis, battered Mars bars, and iron brew. Welcome to Scotland. And he just started laughing, and then they were like in my ear, stop making jokes, stop making jokes. He was just cracked up. He couldn't speak, and then he was like, "Yeah, no, it's been good. It's good. Yeah, I don't need any more of that." Patting his tummy, and they didn't like it. But he even said after the game, John Dobson, he was like, "It's just I don't know where that's come from. The amount of mistakes. It was pretty poor. Damien Willemser was playing at 10. He didn't have the best day ever. They've got a team full of superstars, but they just weren't great. So fair play to Edinburgh, though. They got their first win in round 4, bonus point win, and they needed it because they were under the pump. So good on you, Edinburgh. But Stormers, they were pretty poor.
We missed the ball. There were a couple of comments about you didn't touch on the Bulls last week. So let's touch the Bulls, if you will. Good win away at the Ospreys.
Yeah, they did have a good win, and by all accounts, I didn't watch the game. Willie LaRue was absolutely marvellous. So the old stalwart coming back in and playing pretty well. I'll be honest, I didn't watch it, but you'd expect the Bulls to do well on Ospreys because they've got a pretty good team. So any other shock defeats? Any other shock wins in the league? I don't think so. I think that was about it, wasn't it?
Lions are winning away at the Dragons, but obviously...
Yeah, but Lions are dangerous, man. Especially up there on the Highveld. I know they were away at the Dragons, but when teams go over there, they're just going to struggle. And that's what Sean Everett said about Edinburgh. Going over there, it's just different gravy. So, URC, couple big results in there, but things back to normal. Glasgow up there with Leinster at the top, and the next few weeks are big. One more week, and then we're into the autumn test, are we? That's right.
No, two more weeks.
2 more weeks, yeah.
Two more weeks, and then we're into the autumn test, yeah, of course. So we'll see how that 6-week block, see where everything is after that. But URC still proving to be the best league in the world. Worldwide.
Well, sadly, that's all the time we've got left for this week. Huge thank you to particularly Max after a fabulous win, and to Ryan joining us all the way from Portugal.
You're welcome. You're bloody welcome.
And everybody's got things to do. We're here chatting away.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
This is Max has had his first half day, free off day. That's not a uniform day. But anyway.
But Mark's on holiday. I'm on holiday. Max is basically on holiday because he's had a half day. Thank you very much for listening.
Exactly. And a huge thanks to Jack Nowell. What a boy. And to all of you. We love you. Thank you for listening to us and thank you for supporting us. We will chat to you all next week. Bye.
Love you loads.
More or nothing.